if tangent of theta is equal to x over 3 for theta is between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2, find an expression for sine 2 theta in terms of x. First you have to realize that tangent of anything is equal to its sine value over its cosine value. And the sine value is always the y value, and the cosine value is always the x value. So they've told us that tangent of theta equals x over 3. And tangent of theta is always equal to y over x. This may seem confusing because the variable that they gave you is x, but just note down that x in this scenario is equal to 3, y is equal to x. Here, how about let's call this x prime. Let's call this x prime. And we need the radius. To find the radius, I'm going to use the equation x squared plus y squared equals r squared, which is the general unit circle equation. X is 3, so 3 squared. Y is x prime, so x prime squared is equal to r squared. Square root, no actually, 9 plus x prime squared equals r squared, square root of both sides, and we get radius is equal to x prime squared plus 9. So the equation, the double angle equation for sine theta is sine 2 theta is equal to 2 times the sine of theta times the cosine of theta. The sine of anything is equal to its y value over its radius. Y is x prime, and r is x prime squared, the square root of x prime squared plus 9. And the cosine value of anything is its x value over r. X is equal to 3 in this case, and the radius is equal to x, the square root of x prime squared plus 9. Substituting these values into this equation, we get 2 times sine of theta is equal to x prime over x prime squared plus 9 times the cosine of theta, which is equal to 3 over square root of x prime squared plus 9. Multiply these together, we get 2 times 3x prime over radical, these both are the same, radical times radical, takes out the square root symbol, we are left with x squared prime plus 9. And distribute the 2 in, we get 6x prime over x prime squared plus 9. This is the expression that we found for sine 2 times theta in terms of x.